Alright guys, so today we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite PvP builds that I've been using this season to climb the arena ladders. It's also really good in battlegrounds as well. I'm also going to be talking about how to hit 2k rating on your Demon Hunter in 2s or 3s. And then lastly, we're going to be taking a look at a 2v2 ranked arena match that takes place around 2100, where I use this really awesome PvP build. And this season, I've actually had a lot of success on my Demon Hunter. I've hit 2k rating in 2s and 2k rating in 3s. And eventually, I want to push into the 2200s if I can. Although on Alliance, it's really hard to find players that actually want to push, and also players that actually have the experience to push up that high. But we're gonna give it a shot. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started, and let's take a look at this really awesome PvP build that you're probably already familiar with. Alright guys, so this is the PvP build that I've been using to push 2s and 3s this season, and it's one of the builds that's definitely got me over the hump from being stuck in 1900 to breaking into the 2Ks. So it's really awesome. So for the first tier we have Blind Fury, which does a really crazy amount of burst damage with your I-beam, and it also generates an insane amount of fury. Second tier we are going with Demonic Appetite because again, this is a build that is focusing all around being in metamorphosis as much as you possibly can. And with Demonic Appetite, anytime that you use Chaos Strike, there's a chance it's gonna proc a Soul Shard that not only heals you but also gives you a nice amount of fury. Second tier we're going with Bloodlet, which is really good for cleaving down targets, especially targets that stack. Next tier we're going with Soul Rending, which basically makes it so that we're healing a lot more when we're in Metamorphosis, which happens a lot with this PP build. Next here we're going with Fell Eruption, which I use mostly as an execute when targets are really low. Fell Eruption is a really good finisher. It's also really good at interrupting targets, maybe like a Chaos Bolt or a Clone or a Hex. It's a really good second interruption. Next here we're going with Master of the Glaive, obviously, because we definitely want to slow in PvP. And then last here is what makes this whole PvP build work, guys, and that is Demonic. So anytime that we cast I-beam, it puts us into Metamorphosis. And like I said, with this build, we want to be in Metamorphosis as much as possible. And as you guys know, when we're in Metamorphosis, we're doing an insane amount of damage. Alright guys, so now let's go and take a look at the 2v2 ranked arena match, and take a look at the talents that I'm running, and also take a look at the honor talents that I'm running with as well. And I know in a lot of my guides I don't really go over honor talents, and that's because they are very situational. And I don't know guys, maybe one of these days I will make a PvP guide for honor talents for my Havoc Demon Hunter, but for now let's go ahead and focus on this match. And as you can see guys, in this match it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to be tunneling the Shadow Priest, and the reason why is because the Paladin isn't a really good target for me. The Shadow Priest is really squishy, but also because the Shadow Priest, if she gets too many vampiric touches off, causes a lot of rot damage on my team. So I'm pretty much just focusing the Shadow Priest down while throwing CC on the Paladin. And I'm not gonna show you all of the match because it is a little bit long, but I just want you guys to see the PvP build in action. And as you can see guys, just look at how much fury I'm generating with this build, and also how much healing I'm generating with this build as well. I am almost unkillable with this PvP build against casters, and I really like to use this build against Shadow Priests, Warlocks, Frost Death Knights, any class that does a lot of magical damage. I will always use this build because it is just so strong bursts them that it's basically makes me not a very viable target. So as you can see with this build, it's pretty much all about, making sure that I have my bleeds up on both targets, on the Paladin and the Shadow Priest. And, eventually I'm just going to wear these guys down with this build. Now, most matches don't really last this long, but it just so happens that, Paladins are really, really, they are ridiculous with, their blessing of protection and also their sacrifice. When they put sacrifice on their teammate, they basically take no damage, so it's pretty nuts. But so that's pretty much the build in a nutshell, guys. There's really nothing to it. You are constantly spamming Chaos Strike. You're constantly throwing your glaive to apply the bleed. When you have I beam back up, you cast it like I do here, and I mean that's pretty much the build in a nutshell. It's not very, very difficult. I mean, and it shouldn't be because we are demon hunters. We are a very, very straightforward PvP class. Our job is just to do unhealable damage to the other team. Alright guys, well that's gonna do for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. And if you did, make sure you like, subscribe, share. I definitely will appreciate it. Also, if you have any questions, about the video today, make sure you leave them in the comments below and I'll check them out. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.